Okay, so welcome to my first official World of Warships video. I finally have the setup where I can record audio, do a little editing. Don't expect anything fancy from me. This is pretty new to me, having all this stuff. So bear with me, and hopefully I can put out some decent content for everybody. Just to introduce myself, my name's Soulfire. I play on the NA server. I'm a Battleship main. I've been playing the game. I missed a couple months when it first came out, so I've been playing the game almost since it came out. I've been playing competitive now for like 2.5 years, mostly on the old Liquid Coliseum, now the Siege of Seas tournament. I'm a Battleship main there, and I'm a Battleship main on every tournament we play. I've been on winning teams in SOS, Pramos Kumite, Jackson High Church's Great Barrier Reef Trials, and I finally was able to pick up a Rule of the Waves win with a great team this last Rule of the Waves. Like I said, I'm a Battleship main, and a lot of us, I don't know, everybody here has seen some very sketchy Battleship play on the servers. And I'm hoping I can put some videos out to kind of help out with that a little bit for newer players and some more experienced players that should know better on certain things. Um, I don't want to do definitive guides on how to play ships or commander builds, equipment setups. I want to give you ideas. I want to give some tips and tricks to certain things, certain quirks I've seen about certain ships. I want to do a series on tech tree battleships. They're free to play. Um, I do have quite a few premiums that I've built up over time, but you can get by, and I've won tournaments with tech tree battleships. It's they're totally viable to play, and people need to understand that you don't need to spend money in this game to be competitive, to have good stats, to win games. You just need to have basic understanding of things. So I'm going to talk first about some of my pet peeves I see with people playing battleships. The first off is the tunnel vision. You're playing a battleship. You have a reload time of at least 20 seconds between main gun shots. If you're starting the match off and you're towards the back of the map and you're not being, run down by some yodeling destroyer, why are you laser focused and tunnel visioning on one ship? Zoom in and out. You're going to see, and it might annoy the crap out of you watching these videos. I zoom in and out constantly. I'm constantly zooming in for a shot, and then I'll zoom out. I'll take a peek around, trying to see what's going on around me. The mini map is a huge help. You can learn quite a bit from the mini map, but it doesn't tell you certain things of, okay, for example, in this gameplay that I have in the background here, there was a Benson in the middle of the epicenter map. Take a peek around. You'll be able to see torpedoes going across the map, and you'll have a relatively decent idea of who shot them. And that will give you a idea of, oh, okay, that Benson shot torpedoes at somebody else. No, a Benson's got you got to figure a reload. Just if you think 45 seconds for a reload on the destroyer, it's a good general rule of thumb. But you'll know if the Benson starts charging you down and he shot torpedoes at, the 3-minute, 10-second mark, that you really need to start thinking about a preemptive dodge in 30 to 40 seconds. Like I said, lots of information you can gain from just looking around. And the other thing I want to talk about is, I even see it in competitive players. I don't understand why, but the single fire. For the love of God, people, when your health is high and you're set on fire once, let it burn. Let it burn. If a CV player dive bombs you, sets you on single fire, he is looking for you to hit that damage con so he can permaflood you with his torpedo planes. Same thing with Battleship HE spammer, any HE spammer basically. They want to set you on fire, see if you'll damage con, and then try to get you in the triple fire. Or you'll see with some of the better competitive players, they're actively targeting your main guns. Your main guns are a module, just like your secondaries, your engine, your rudder, your torpedo tubes. All that can be knocked out. And you're going to see me during this series, you're going to see me aiming for them, trying to knock main guns out. So hopefully, when we get this going, hopefully I can just show you enough to like give you some more ideas, some better thoughts about positioning, better thoughts about commander builds, understanding enemy ships' reload times and such. And like I said, I'm not trying to do definitive guides about how you should play a ship. I want to give you ideas on ways to better your play. And with that, I am going to start with one of my favorite ships, the Amagi. I've got some live gameplay commentary coming up, so hopefully you enjoy it. And don't be afraid to message me on Discord. I'm on all the major servers. If you got questions, throw something in the comment. I'll be more than willing to answer them. Hope you enjoy the gameplay. See you here in a minute. Okay, so let's talk about one of my favorite tech tree ships in the game. That's the Tier 8 IGN battlecruiser, the Amagi. Just so you can see, here's my stats in it. I think they're pretty good. Win rate could be a little bit better. Destruction ratio could be a little bit better, but MVP rate of almost 35%, average damage over 75,000, and close to a 68% win rate. Not going to complain too much about that. So let's get into the ship itself. I think it's one of the painful ones on the Yamato grind. Kongo, Fuso, Nagato, to me, they play basically the same. You got some pretty good guns. You got a decently armored ship that's, they got some decent speed to them. But I think all three ships kind of play very similar. And by the same token, the Yamato does as well. You can sit back and snipe to start. If the battle lets you do it, you can start pushing forward, get closer. But basically, those four ships in the line play pretty close. Your pinch points and the ones you got the longest time to grind through, the Amagi and the Izumo. The Izumo, I'll talk about in another video. It's not horrible. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, but it is somewhat painful dealing with the tier 10s in this thing. The Amagi, on the other hand, to me, it's just been so much fun to play. Tons of fun. It's got a whole different play style versus all the other ships in the line. It's a to me, it's a kiting battle cruiser. Unfortunately, you can't support caps very well with it. You're not going to run in, take a cap, and be able to tank a bunch of damage and hold that cap forever and a day. Just not going to happen in this ship. My personal play style with it: pick a spot, get myself into position. If I need to, make a run for it, kite away, use those back guns to your advantage. Use the speed to turning on it, dodge, dodge and weave, dodge and weave. It's a great damage farmer. Not the greatest team ship in the world in randoms. Not much you can do about it, though. I'm running the White Tiger camo on it that they gave away. And I think it's an event that happened a couple months ago. I think it was Personal Challenges. You got this. To me, it's the best camo for the ship. With the hit points, the firing range, the shell dispersion, and the traverse speed bonus, which is really nice. Like I said, I love the ship. I did buy the historical camo. Looking at the two, basically the same things. You're just swapping out damage reduction with the torpedoes versus the traverse speed. I much prefer the traverse speed on it. Looking at my build, I'm running dispersion, acceleration, and I do have concealment on it. Given the very, very poor base concealment on the ship, you could run steering gear modification. Totally viable. I wouldn't complain too much for people doing that. I ran it for a little while. But this is the build I ran during Rule of the Waves with the surface concealment. And that gets you down to just above 11 kilometers. Again, not great, but every little bit helps when you're trying to get this thing into position to remain undetected. Besides that, I mean, stats are stats. Turn time kind of sucks still, even with the camouflage on there. As you can see, not great armor. You can look at the real stats on the CIC website. They do great stuff over there. If you want to get a real good look at the stats, then that's the place to go. Let's try to get into a game and see if I can show you. We'll see if we can get a good game and go into my mindset about how I play the ship. Like I said, to me, it's a total different thing than the other ships of the line. I like to get to a spot where I can kite away if I need to, but support the team and just do what you do best in this thing. Farm damage, get ships out of the game as quick as possible. Sometimes your teammates help with that. Sometimes they don't. Let's see. We got Atlantico, Alabama, Charles Martel, Harbin, an Eastern Dragon, a Dallas, and a Kagero on cage center control. Good map. I'll show you how I play this, and hopefully it helps you people out with grinding this line. Now, a viable option here is you could flank to the sides. You really could. Not my preferred thing with this ship. I really like to kind of support the cap if possible. By keeping myself somewhat close to the action and try to pick off weak ships if it's possible. So what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to get too close to the cap just yet, but I want to get myself in position somewhat behind that island. See what gets spotted, and we'll go from there. Notice I'm not going to go into the cap yet. We have no idea what's out there yet because we have one destroyer flanking and our other destroyers coming in. So we have no idea there. We don't want to get into the cap, get spotted, and get targeted by, by 4 people at once and end the game real quick. Okay, so they have a flanking Kagero. We're just going to keep inching up here. All right, we just got detected. All right, the Harbin. Yeah, broadside Harbin. Nice. Let's get shots out at him. He's turning in a little bit, so maybe we get lucky, or maybe we don't. Maybe he's dead before my shots hit. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to back up and see. Let's see. Dallas going behind the island. Atlantico. Now, hopefully our dispersion doesn't troll us here and overshoot him. But we're going to try to drop shells into his deck. Not bad. Okay, Charles Martel, Eastern Dragon coming through. See who's giving us the best shot here. Atlantico's got a flood. Let's give a shot on that turning Eastern Dragon there. He turned out just a hair, but yeah, see, there's possibly I aim bad, but sometimes you get this with that ship. You'll get your vertical dispersion will absolutely troll you at times. All right, they're out and away. Let's get shots out on Alabama. Double check Kagero's down. So we're gonna push into this side now. See if we can get ourselves actually into the cap and help out a little bit. We're going to target Atlantico. We're going to go for Dallas. He's the weakest ship. He's broadside. And we blew it. Not exactly a resounding success there. Like, oh yeah, this ship, I love this ship. It's great. And then miss like 3 shots in a row. Possibly skill issues. All right, we're just gonna push now. I think we're in a good position. We can push around, catch the Dallas. too much belt armor on the Atlantico. That's the weak spot on the Atlantico, is its deck. You hit the belt, you're going to bounce some shells. You're not doing very great. But if you can drop them in on its deck, that is the spot. Alright, he burnt out. Hello, Dallas. He's going to run behind the island. Don't damage Khan a single fire, people, please. For the love of God, don't do that. Unless you're very low health, or you've got torpedoes coming in and you're worried about a flood. That's the only time to do it, when you have a single fire. Alright, we're going to hold our shot, see what he's doing. There we go. We want a broadside shot. Nose in shot, not so... dispersion's just not going to help you with that. What a poor game for me. Yeah. At least to salvage it out, got a kill. Let's try another one and see if we can get a little bit better game to showcase some stuff here. Not too bad. Fairly equal on the damage, so can't complain too much. Let's try it again, though. Alabama, Kansas, Colorado, Charles Martel, Chapayev, Eastern Dragon, a Z-23 on Haunted Seas. This right here, this loading screen, is super important, guys. Pay attention to who you're fighting. Have an idea, and you might not have to play all the ships, but at least take a peek at them all in port. Look at them and get an idea on some of their skills, their reload times especially. It's like really important to look at. Alright, so we're going to see where Ignacio's going. We're going to kind of give some support to this cap to start. I don't want to go out wide in this one. Now, it's going to be a kind of a mirror spawn. Like, I don't have to worry about the destroyer. I know he's going to spawn by sea. But again, I don't want to expose myself early to focus fire by the enemy battleships. That's a super important thing to remember in this ship. You cannot deal with it. We're just going to coast along here. Ignacio's taking B cap. Kind of looks like everybody's going to meander around over this way, so we're not going to get any spotting. Alright, Colorado out there. And here's the thing with concealment. If you're running concealment, just because you can see somebody doesn't mean you need to shoot at them. You know, maybe you're able to catch him in a better position, like broadside versus nose in. So like now, just like this, he's turned out a little bit. Now we'll get shots out on him. Alright, so I'm going to ease up. I'm going to get one more shot on him, and then we're going to go help the guys out at C-Cap, because that Colorado's just getting melted. Ease up just a little bit. That Z's make sure that Z's staying focused on C-Cap for the moment. Maybe we can help out with this Kansas real quick. Alright, we're going to try to lob the island on him. Catch his nose. Yeah, one hit, not that great. He's turning in a little bit, backing up, turning in. So we're just going to go deal with this Alabama. He's playing it pretty cagey, pretty smart there. I like that. That's good to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to swing out around and see if we can catch them. Alright, really need to get over and help C-Cap though. I'm being a little risky here because we don't know where the destroyer is off the top of our head right now. Okay, so we're going to precise aim up, see if we can take some main guns out. Don't damage con to single fire, especially since the destroyer's right there. Heal up. Still going to hold off on the damage con. Wait for those torpedoes. Alright, that is the Amagi guns. Woo! Alright, so now we're going to back off and try to hopefully go dark since we have no hit points. Or we're just going to die right there. Alright, well let's go to the top view, see what's going on here. Our Bismarck's pushing in. We've got our North Carolina capturing A. Alright, Ignacio coming around that way. That Z-23 is going to have a rough time. I said I can't complain at all how that Ignacio came around the corner. North Carolina's taking the Chapayev under fire. They're going to try to burn down Bismarck. Holding 2 caps though. Tied up on ship count, but we've got all their battleships out. So everybody's somewhat careful and get some good shots on these ships. This should be a win. Oh, very nice play by the Ignacio there. Very nice play. Eastern Dragon pushing in a little too hard. Very nice, Lewis. 507. Now, even if we lost the Ignacio coming around here, we're still going to win. He's in a rough spot against the Charles Martel. Say, wish North Carolina didn't use some torpedoes, but he's doing the right thing, making a run for it. Bismarck takes out Chapayev.
Enemy team is about to win.
A very nice game. Now you see, I made a couple mistakes there. I pushed in a little aggressive with the Alabama when I knew it was right there, but you know, it worked out in the end. Get the Citadel Crisis on the Alabama. Not a bad game. Gives you an idea of, I think, what not to do to a certain extent. I mean, you saw how fragile I was between the fire from the Alabama and the torpedo hits from the Z-35, Z-23, I'm sorry. But that pretty much wraps it up. If you got any questions, just throw it in the comments. Look for me on Discord. I'm in Sly's Discord channel. I'm on Boblin's. I'm on DFA's. I am on Terry's. Just ping me. And hope you enjoyed it. Catch you later.